Hello. This week in the Anglican Church, one of the names we remember is Mother Julian of Norwich. I've chosen her because Norwich is my home city, and you can still find her cell attached to St. Julian Church in Norwich. Now, Mother Julian came from a good pedigree and was entered into the convent, but then specialised in being a person of prayer. She became an anchorite. Keyword there's anchor for anchorite. Not like a hermit who went into the wilderness or the desert, kept away from people, but she was actually located in a fixed spot within St. Julian's Church. They built a 3-roomed cell on the edge of the church, and she had a window into the church and a window into the world. In fact, she actually had a servant looking after her. She spent her day and night contemplating and praying and offering spiritual advice to the many people who sought her out. On the 13th of March 1373, when she was 30, she had that night 15 what she called showings, or we'd perhaps call revelations. And the following day she had her last and 16th revelation. She then spent 20 years thinking about them and praying about them before she actually published them. She published them in 1393 and became the first person to publish a book, the first female person to publish a book in the English language. She says she was a simple creature, unlettered. That is, she wasn't fluent in Latin. But if you ever read the Revelations of Divine Love, you'll see that her thoughts are very mature, very spiritual. She was a mystic, and her sense of these revelations was the goodness of God and centred upon the passion of Christ. And they're very optimistic, very enthusiastic, seeing God in all manner of things. And I want to briefly read extracts from 4 of them. The first one, she says, "Faith is nothing else but a correct understanding, combined with a true belief and confident trust, springing from our innermost being, that we are in God and He in us, even though we do not see Him." And that's a very optimistic, positive outlook on life, that we are in God and He is in us. Something to take away for us in this somewhat difficult and fractious world in which we live. The second extract from chapter 68, Jesus did not say, "You will not have a rough time, you will not be burdened, you will not have to face difficulties," but Jesus did say, "You will not be overcome." And I was really encouraged by that. When you think of all the troubles of COVID and the problems we've had over the last 12 months or so in this country, the sense that despite all these problems, we will not be overcome if we stay faithful to God. Mother Julian had an irrepressible enthusiasm and belief that God was in charge. And despite, from the one I've just said, all the problems you face, her view was, from chapter 85, "We praise you, Lord, because it is like this, all is well." Even though she had suffered terrible illness and almost died herself, she always felt the hand of God to be near her and had this undying, unquenchable belief that all is well. For us to hold on to when life is tough, when the night is dark, when we're struggling with our faith, hold on to it, that all is well, because God is with us. The final extract again is on the theme of all is well. So Mother Julian writes, I'd often wondered why in God's foreknowledge his wisdom could not have prevented the origin of sin. For if he had, I thought all would have been well. But sin is necessary, but all will be well. And again she looks back and says, well, all things could have been well. However, in God, all will be well. And she finishes part of it. It is true that sin is the cause of all this pain we exhibit in this life. But all will be well, and all will be well, and all manners of things will be well. What I like about Mother Julian is this enthusiasm, her simple faith that in God all will be well. Maybe for some of us we have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death. But as the psalm goes, we all feel no evil, fear no evil. Why? Because God is with us, and therefore all will be well. Let us take some of the thoughts of St. Julian's to our hearts and have this confident faith that in Jesus all will be well. Amen.